Okay. Wow, there's so much. Good morning, everybody. It's Darryl Davis. Welcome to this month's Power Call. And sorry it took me a while to get going here. There's so much technology stuff. So and the reason why, so here we have, you can watch and listen to the call either on your computer. You can see me on the screen. You can actually see my screen that I might have for you. And what else? Also on Facebook Live in the Power Agent group. So we've got a bunch of different places that you can participate. And of course, you've got your telephone and the conference calls. We've got every possible technology thing going here for you to participate in. Now, so let's get started. We're recording the call. I want to welcome everybody. So I'm going to read my notes over here. So first of all, happy 4th of July, everybody. You know, I wasn't sure about doing this call the day before 4th of July. It's a holiday weekend. Some of you are calling from all over the world. So I want to thank everybody who's calling long distance, also in different time zones that you had to get up. For some of you, I know it's like 5 or 6 in the morning. So thank you for that, really, truly. And thank you for those of you that are calling from the lake or some vacation spot, because it is the holiday weekend. So I wanted to make sure we had this conversation this month, because this is going to be a great month for you guys after the holidays, and even now during the holidays, as long as you do the right activities. So we're going to go over a bunch of stuff, but let me go over some of the technology stuff here. First of all, for those of you that have the ability, based on how you logged in, you can do some chatting. There's a chat feature in this software, and although I won't be participating in the chat, my office will. So if you have a question that you want to throw to my office, Sarah, I know that you should be listening right now. At some point, you can just bring in the questions from people. But the best way is for you to interrupt me. So if you have a question, you want to talk to me at some point, the best way to do that is hit *6 one time on your keypad, and that will take you off mute, and then I'll be able to talk to you. Right now, everybody's muted, and we are recording. So let's see. Don't use your hold button, and that's about it. Okay, so got that. Now, next thing is for the new power agents that are calling in. We are recording this call. We're going to post this recording on the Power Program website. Just as a reminder, that's our main thing, thepowerprogram.com. Now, we also have the Facebook group, which I've been trying to use and upload things for you, and you know, slides that you can use on listing appointments, that you can use with buyers, some articles, anything that I think is going to help your business. I've been posting it there on the Facebook group. So make sure you're a member of the Facebook group. And if you wanted to find the Facebook group, let me see if I can bring you over to that now. There it is. Okay. So it's if you were to search Power Agents, let me just see here. If you were to search Power Agents Real Estate, you should be able to, hang on one second. Are we doing this in the right place? Give me 1 second. Gang, sorry, I'm just checking if we're feeding. The technology is great when it works. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, yeah, if you were to search Power Agents Real Estate on the Power Program website, you'll be able to see some of the things that we've been posting, and I have it on my screen now. By the way, some of these things that in this month's magazine and what I posted in the Facebook group, these are newsletters that you can actually use to mail to your clients or to your farm area. And what we did is we created these mailing pieces. Again, they're in the Power Program website, the Facebook group, but it's also in the magazine, which I'm going to go to the magazine now. And Sarah, can you tell me, can we see the magazine? I want to make sure everybody can see the magazine that's actually in front of their computers. Sarah, you can just text me in the chat window. I have the chat window up.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, you see it? Okay, good. Yep. So in the magazine, we'll go through the magazine, but one of the things that's in the magazine every month for you guys, which you can download from the Power Program website after you log in, These are newsletters that you can mail out to your farm, and you can customize them. And I have, for those of you that have it on your screen on page 25, you'll see that you can actually, at the very top of this flyer, which talks about back to school checklists for people, for parents, and there's also some maintenance tips, just really useful stuff that you can send out to a farm area, those of you that want to start doing monthly mailings. And you can customize the top with your company logo, your contact information, your photos, stuff like that. So we're going to go over the magazine. For those of you who are calling in for the first time, part of the object here is for me to give you some ideas what to do the next 30 days, plus some other tips and techniques, plus to answer any questions that you might have. So we're going to open up the call to everybody in just a second. And actually, you know what? Let's just do that now. Let's do that. So if you guys have a question about something that you need help with, something that you need to have a breakthrough in, I'd like you to hit *6 on your keypad. And this is your opportunity to get one-on-one coaching with me right now, with other people eavesdropping. But they'll get value too. So does anybody have a question? It's *6 on your keypad one time, and that'll take you off mute.
Yeah, I have a question, Darryl.
Yes, who is this?
It's Chris Swem up in Massachusetts.
Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you
Good.
very
Now,
much.
Chris, I'm going to ask you to give me 1 second, because what I want to do is I want to increase the volume to make sure that I can hear you better. And so where's Chris over here? Well, just talk really loud, hon. Okay, let's just do it that way, okay?
All right, I'll talk really loud.
There you go.
Yeah. You know what? Let me get off speaker.
That would help. Did we lose you? I think we lost you, hon. Are you there? Hello? I think we lost her. All right, somebody else. All right, start. She'll probably call back in. So while we're waiting for her to call in, does anybody have anything you need help with, any questions? So this is your chance right now to ask me. Who has a question? Hit *6. Yes, no? Okay, we're going to be voyeurs. Okay. Chris Swem, are you on the call? Chris, if you are, hit *6. You just emailed me this morning. Chris Swem.
I have a question.
Yeah, who is this?
This is Sheila from Connecticut.
Hey, great. How are you, hon?
Good. I need help with a short sale. I have no clue what to do.
Oh, my gosh.
I have a listing, and it's a short sale.
Okay. So, great question. You have a listing, and it's a short sale. I got to be honest with you, hon. This is not my specialty, and I really don't hear. Yeah, so that's, short sale. Here's what I can tell you. Short sales are really, really unique, and it takes, to me, that takes a whole other skill set. Now, is there anybody on the call that's really familiar with short sales? Not that we're going to talk about it right now, but is there anybody who's, been working with short sales? If you are, hit *6 on your keypad one time, please, and just give me your name so that maybe we can help her. Anybody? No. All right, hon. So, yeah, the short sales, the only thing I would suggest with the short sales is to make sure that you check with your broker and have your broker give you some help here. And if your broker doesn't know how to do short sales, then your broker should be finding somebody who can help you with short sales. Also, attorneys might be able to help you. Now, we do have a power agent who, thank you, Magna. Magna says she knows about short sales. So, hang on. Yeah, Magna, how to get *6. So, Magna, that's okay. So, Magna, do me a favor, Magna. Can you type me your cell phone number, and I'm going to give it to this agent on the call. Her number here. Are you ready to write down her number, hon?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, it's 305. 868.
868.
Yep, 2141.
2141. Thank you.
Her name is Magda, Magda.
Okay.
And so give Magda a call. She's one of our power agents. She just chatted here saying that she knows about short sales. And
Great.
and also we have one other woman. She's has sold several short sales. Her name is Julie, and she's from Austin, Texas. Thanks, Julie, another power agent. So take down her phone number. Julie's phone number is 512
512
925
925
0970.
0970.
So you got two great power agents. You give them a call and get some feedback from them. They're on the conference call right now. They just text me their information. And Julie, Magda, thank you. You are wonderful power agents. And maybe what we'll do is we'll do a conference call, the three of us, Magda, Julie, myself, and we'll record that, and you guys will be featured for the month about how to do short sales and give some tips on that. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. Okay, good. So let's move on. Thank you, hon. Thanks for that. Just hit *6 to put yourself back on mute. And I'm sorry, everybody, that I don't have more information on short sales. It's just not my thing. Okay, somebody else who's got a question, and it seems like some people don't understand how to do it. If you look at your keypad, if you're on the telephone, you can hit *6, and that will take you off mute. If you're in front of your computer and you have a microphone, I'm not sure how to do that. There might be something on the screen that says with a little microphone. So who's on the call that needs some coaching?
Darryl, I lost you for a minute, but I'm back.
Okay, great. I'm glad. And I'm sorry. Give me your name again, hon.
Chris Swem up in Massachusetts.
Great, Chris. Okay, super. So now, Chris, let me just check one thing. I just don't know why the volume here is not good. So, all right. So, Chris, yeah, I want you just, if you can, just give me a nice, loud thing there, and so that way we get you on the recording. So, what's your question, Chris?
My question is this. So, I have a listing property right now for $1.7 million, and I have my first offer, a buyer, but they are coming in over 200,000 lower than the list price.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my question is, how do we get that buyer to bump up?
Okay, so, and you also, Chris, thanks for your email this morning, because I did get your email, and, yeah, let me see. Yeah, okay. Hang on one second, Chris. Yeah, I did get your email, and you said we are still negotiating this. So the seller was insulted, is that right?
Yeah.
Now,
but I told them, not to take it personally. It's a business transaction.
Yeah. All right. So is this your listing?
Yes.
Okay. And the offer, did you present it, or did the selling agent present it?
I presented it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, one of the things that, all right. So one of the things I am going to suggest is, well, let me ask you this: where's the homeowner moving to? Your listing, the 1.7.
Yes, they are buying a smaller home because they're retiring and they're going to travel.
Okay, great. And so, how long have you had the listing?
It's about 2 months old.
Okay, so it's 2 months old. How many offers have they gotten?
This is the first one.
Okay, so it's taken 2 months to get this one offer. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Is there a time frame when they want to have it sold by?
Yeah, well, they're moving October 3rd.
So they're moving October 3rd.
Yep.
Even if the house isn't sold, they're still moving. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And how much are the taxes on the property?
About $24,000.
$24,000 a year?
Yes.
Okay. So that basically is $2,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And what else does it cost to run the property as far as heat, electricity, anything like that? You're in Massachusetts, so it's going to start getting cold.
The average, on the gas is about $287 a month, and
$287.
Yep. And then the electrics, I think he said about 189.
Okay, so we're at $2,500 a month. All right, so here's one of the things I consider, and you also look at insurance, anything else, real estate taxes. Well, we said the real estate taxes. Are they paying a mortgage on the property?
No, done.
So they own it free and clear.
Yep.
Okay. So one of the things that I want you to kind of get a sense of is what does it cost for them to hold on to this property every month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once they move out, they're going to be making 2 payments to their current place that they're living plus this property. So this property is going to be bleeding them money once they move out. It's going to be costing them money to hold on to it. Are you with me?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they should consider when looking at offers. Number 2 is they're going to be going to the slowest area, you know. They're going to be moving into the slowest time of year as far as properties being shown. Once school starts and the weather starts getting colder, you know, if it's taken 2 months to get one showing, what's going to happen when we hit September and October?
Yeah, one offer. It's had over 15 showings.
Okay, so that's good. So out of 15 showings and one offer, here's what I'd ask them. What do you think about that, Mr. and Mrs.? Do you think one offer out of 15 is a lot, a little, or average? I mean, is that something you'd want to see?
Right.
And they'd say, well, they'll say, probably not great. I wish we had more. Yeah. So what do you think that's telling us? When 15 people have seen the property, but only one's made an offer. What do you think? Now, let's assume something, that the 15 people that have seen the property, they knew it's $1.7 million, so this is probably their price range. This is probably the type of property they're looking at. If we've had 15 people come through and 14 out of 15 said, nah, what do you think that's telling us?
Well, it's telling us the value from the buyer's side is not there at 1.7.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, here's what I would ask, Mr. and Mrs. Hanahana, would you buy your house, would you pay $1.5 million for your house? The reason why I say that is because right now, your property is sold. Right now you have a buyer who's willing to pay you $1.5, and you not accepting it, it's as if you just bought your house back.
Right.
And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But then here's the other question. If you were going to buy a stock for $1.5 million, is it guaranteed you're going to make 1.7 back? And the other thing is, how long is it going to take? See, we have to start to really weigh the value of time and money. What do these people do for a living, Chris?
Neurosurgeon and a therapist.
I'm sorry, what was the first? So a therapist, and what was the other one?
A surgeon.
A surgeon. Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, they're tough. Okay. You know, okay. I'm trying to think of an analogy here for the 1.5 million. And, okay, surgeons are usually not financial wizards.
They're very open-minded. They just feel their value is actually, the offer is lower than that. It's in the 4s, the mid-4s.
1.4?
No, well, 1.45.
Okay. You said a couple of 100,000, so that's why I thought. Okay,
yeah,
so all right, so that's different. So, you know, that's $250,000. Okay.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
What do they want to accept on the property? Now, by the way, gang, as you're listening to me coach Chris through this, it doesn't matter what the number is, that it's 1.7 and it's 1.4. You should be listening for the advice I'm giving her when it comes to negotiating offers, period. You know, there's
Correct.
few things to look at. There's looking at what a homeowner's commitment is, where they're moving to, the sense of urgency, what does it cost them to carry the property. You know, the fact that Chris has had 15 buyers come through in 2 months, and first of all, to get 15 people coming through on a $1.7 million property in 2 months, I think is a really good number. So I think you think so too, right, Chris?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so here's what we know. What we know is Chris is doing really good at marketing. And what we do know is that there's something about the ad, there's something about the description, there's something about the price, there's something about the neighborhood that's bringing people in. And it doesn't matter. This could be $1.7 million or it could be a $170,000 listing. It's the same concept. That we're getting the people in, but no one's buying it. Not only is no one buying it, but no one's making an offer. And the one offer that we got says, whoa, 1.4. So what is that telling us? It's telling us that the number may be off. See,
right.
when you get to this level of a listing, this price range, you really don't know what it's worth because it's hard to find comps for it. There's probably, the property I'm going to suggest is probably unique. How many comps did you find for this property, Chris?
It's very unique. It's really different. It's Newport architecture. I have like 2 or 3 comps, but they don't even match.
Yeah, so here's what I would tell them, is that did you promise them the 1.7, or when you got the listing, did you say you would try it, let's see what we can do, etc.?
Yeah.
So you told them you're not sure of the price, this is what you think, we'll give it a shot and see what it is. Is that what you told them?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, good.
We went off of many factors, yeah. No
right,
guarantees, no crystal ball. It was just, let's try it this way.
Okay, so we're making sure that I want to make sure that you didn't make them any promises you can't keep.
Nope.
All right, so listen, I think this is what we would say to them. You know what? I would tell them, listen, forget about accepting this offer. This is done. If you accepted it, you can move. But I would take it away from them a little bit. I'd say, let's look at actually what's happened. It's been 2 months. And by the way, when is this listing going to expire, Chris?
No, December.
Okay, well, that's not good. But you should have taken a longer listing, I think.
Oh, actually, it's a year, Darryl. I'm sorry. It's
okay, that's a lot different. Okay. You're killing me here, Chris. Yeah. All right. All right, so Chris, it's a year listing. You've had it for 2 months. That's great. You're in a good position here. Here's what I would do, Chris, is I would not worry about putting this deal together. I'd focus on use this opportunity to get a price adjustment.
Okay.
So here's what we know. Mr. and Mrs. Hanahan, the property's been, and by the way, I would try and come up with some kind of metaphor for a surgeon.
Okay.
If let's say, Dr. So-and-so, and what was the other one? So one's a surgeon, what's the other one?
A therapist.
A therapist.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, Mr. and Mrs. Hanahan, what's his name?
His name is Bill.
Bill. So let's say, somebody's going to go in and they're not feeling well, and so they go to a doctor, they go to a surgeon, and the surgeon says, you know what, I think you need a heart, you need to do a heart surgery. I'm not a surgeon, so I can't come up with, a triple bypass. I don't know. So you go to one surgeon, they say you need a triple bypass, and then you go to another one, they say you need a triple bypass. And let's say you go to 15 doctors, and 14 of the surgeons say all the same thing. Do you think that patient should listen to those 14 surgeons?
Yep, I do.
Well, here's what's happened. We've had 15 buyers come through, and 14, all of them said, you know what, it's not worth 1.7. It's so not worth it that we're not even going to make an offer. And the one that made an offer, it's really kind of low in your opinion.
Correct.
So here we have a couple of choices. We can either stick tight on this price and see what happens over the next year. Now, I want to keep in mind, let's say it takes a year to sell it. Let's look at the numbers. And I would have that monthly fee. So you got $2,000 that you told me on the taxes, $287 on oil. Like I try and get that number as much as possible.
Yep.
Let's say you can get that number up to, depreciation, everything else, it's like $5,000 a month. Over a course of a year, that's another $60,000 that they're going to wind up paying out of pocket. And there's still no guarantee that they're going to sell it for 1.7. Which, by the way, when they listed 1.7, did they tell you what they wanted the property to sell for? Maybe 1.6 or something like that?
I think they wanted to go higher.
Yeah.
And I didn't suggest that. I did not
All right,
think
good.
that was yeah.
So here's what I would tell them is I would give them the facts and try and educate them on what we're looking at. Now, here's the problem that they also got to decide. If it sits on the market too long, it's not going to sell, and it's going to become stale. What happens when bread sits on the shelf too long and gets stale? What do you got to do? You got to slash the price. The supermarkets give it away.
Well, you know what's funny? They think, Darryl, that 2 months is not a long time. It's only been 2 months. And I say back to them, it's been a long time. 2 months is a long time. The longer it sits, the less you'll get for your property.
Yeah, here's what you need to do is show them what's the average marketing time in your MLS. That's what I would show them.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I pull up the stats and look at what's the average days on market in your MLS of all listings, not just because they all impact one another. You know, because lower ends buy higher end, everything impacts. So don't just focus on the price range. I would do the whole MLS, what's the average days on market, and it may be 62 days. So, you know, we're already past the average. So yeah, it is a short. This is not a short period of time. This is a long period of time. That's number one. Number two is it doesn't matter how long it's been on. What matters is how many people have seen it. You know, if you have 15 people see it in 1 week or 15 people see it in 1 year, it's still 15 people. So the length of time doesn't matter. The concern I have here, Mr. Surgeon and Mrs. Therapist, or whatever, it could be the other way, my concern is that 15 people, 14 said it's not even worth bidding on. That should be concerning to you.
Right.
Does that make sense, Chris?
Yeah, it does. I hear you.
So,
I will.
Chris, I would use this offer as an opportunity for a price reduction. Don't worry about getting the offer accepted. Now, here's what might happen. The reason why you do that too is because as you get them to come down off their price from a marketing standpoint, if they agree with you, then maybe the offer will get accepted. So if the focus of your conversation is trying to get the deal put together, they may be more defensive and they think you're just trying to make a quick sale.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's why I would tell them, don't worry about this offer. They still want the house, but right now I don't care about this offer for you. Although I would say, right now your house is sold. At 1.45, it's sold. So you bought your house back. And that's fine. So you bought your house back for 1.4. Let's see if it's even worth the investment and what number we're going to actually flip it for, because that's what we're doing now.
Okay.
And the question is, can you flip your own house for 1.7? Let's look at the facts. And then I would do some analogies, the surgeon analogy, and anything else you can think of. Did this help you, hon?
Okay. Yes, it did. Thank you.
Make sure you do this in person, Chris. Consider this like a listing appointment. Do not do it over the phone. Go there with a price adjustment form. Go there with a new listing agreement in case you need to do something. Just go there prepared. Think of it as a listing appointment, okay?
I got it. Yep.
Great. All right. Boy, I'm not doing good here on my computer.
I've got a question.
Yes, who is it?
Can you hear me? This is Avi Michaud.
I'm sorry, what's your first name?
Avi?
Avi. Yes, Avi. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I've got a question for you. You mentioned that expired listings are easier to contact. Expired listing owners are easier to contact versus for other owners. But I never quite understood how to get their phone numbers other than Googling their names or what have you. Because usually if you go to expired listing to the FMLS, you're just going to see the seller, the agent's name, right?
Right.
So I was hoping you can help them with that.
Yeah, that's a real simple one, Avi.
Okay.
You know, I'm a big. Did I say your name right, Avi?
That's correct.
Avi, I'm a big fan of RedX.
Okay.
All my power agents should be signed up for RedX.
And can you remind me what that does?
Okay, sure. First of all, jot down this website, Avi. DarrylSpecial.com. DARRYL Special.com.
Okay.
When you go there, the promo code is SMILE, and SMILE is in all capital letters. That's important. That's going to save you that's going to save you over $300. You're going to not pay the setup fee, and you're not going to pay the first 30 days. The first 30 days is free. What RedX is a company that gives you all the FSBOs in your market. It gives you all the expireds. They find the phone numbers for it. Now, if an expired house, if their home number or their cell number is unlisted, they won't be able to find it for you. But if the homeowner has a telephone number that is listed, whether it's a cell number or their landline, they'll find the phone number for you. So
is that for expired listing and for cellbound, or just expired?
Yes, it's FSBOs, expireds, pre-foreclosures. If you're interested in doing pre-foreclosures, the other thing is houses for rent. That's the other, which I love. And so make sure, Avi, that you sign up with RedX. To me, that is the absolute phenomenal best source of leads and phone numbers for expireds, FSBOs, everything I just said, okay?
And what does that cost after the first free month? What does that cost?
Yeah, it depends on what you get, Avi. If you only get the FSBOs, it's $60 a month. If you only get expireds, it's $30 a month. If you get both, they give you a discount. You can go as little as $30 a month or as high as $250 a month. So it's a la carte. It depends on what you get. Okay?
Okay.
Here's what I suggest power agents do, Avi, is you sign up for everything for 30 days. And before the 30 days is up, you can call them and cut back. But you might as well get everything for free for a month, and then before the 30 days, you edit it. You edit your package, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Avi. Thank you, buddy. All
Appreciate
right, you're welcome. Somebody else, you have a question, take yourself
Darryl?
off mute. Yes, who is it?
This is Joe Camise from Brockton, Mass., City of Champions.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Fantastic. My question is...
Wait, Joe, I can't hear you too well, so I want you to holler into the phone, okay?
All right, how's this? Much better?
That's better, buddy.
Okay. My question is, what's the best way to inform the buyers that they need to be pre-approved? Majority of our leads I'm receiving get upset when I ask them if they're pre-approved.
Okay, so ask me that question again, because you broke up a little bit. So it had to do with
the leads I'm getting. I'm asking them if they're pre-approved for financing.
Yes.
And they get upset when I ask them that. Is there a way around that, or a better way to ask for that question?
Yeah, here's how to do that. First of all, let's look at why they're upset. They're probably getting upset because what they hear you asking them is, "Are you a deadbeat?"
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. So here's one of the things I would do is I'd almost make it like an afterthought. So you're talking to them, what are you looking for? What time frame? That sounds exciting. So they called in on this listing. I have some other listings, some other houses based on what you're telling me. So you want to do some of that over the phone. What style, bedrooms, baths are they looking for? And then, so when you get a sense of what they're looking for, you want to get them excited that they won the lottery by calling you. By saying stuff like, "Oh, this is super. I'm so glad you called today. We have some new houses that just came on the market. And plus, I have this great system that helps buyers find properties in today's market. It's actually called the 6-step buying process. I'll share with you when I see you. So that's so great. Mary, I'm looking forward to seeing you. So can you come in Saturday? It's awesome. I'm going to make sure I have things lined up for you, and we're going to have some fun, okay? By the way, do you like donuts, Mary? Okay, great. I'm gonna have some donuts for you. My broker, he loves sugar, so we always have fresh donuts. Okay, I'll see you, Mary. By the way, one other thing. In this market, because I don't know if you know this, but there's fewer houses for sale than we've seen in a long time. Meaning, the supply of inventory that's available is very limited. Meaning, homeowners are being more selective. Meaning when they have a buyer, if they have 2 buyers for the house, they have one buyer that's pre-qualified, another one not. They're probably going to go with the one pre-qualified. So my point here, Mary, is we're finding it really helps buyers before they even start looking at the properties, because if you see something that you like Saturday, we can't really do anything unless you've already talked to a mortgage person. Have you had that opportunity to do that yet?
Okay.
And Mary says, no, I haven't. Oh, well, gosh, Mary, we need to do that. It's going to help you on so many levels. So here's what I'm going to do is, do you have somebody that you like to work with, a mortgage person? You don't? All right, I'm going to give you the names of two people. The reason why I give two is because I want you to pick whoever you like. You know, it's a personal thing. They're really both great brokers, loan officers. I like to call them and have a conversation with them. They're going to do what's called a pre-qualification. They'll check your credit score and income and all that stuff, and then they can even generate a pre-qualification letter, which will help you when you do find a home, that you can show a homeowner, hey, we've already gone through the pre-step of buying a property, you see. So so I'd like you to do that before I see you on Saturday. So let's, you and I talk on Friday to make sure that you've had that conversation and you've been pre-qualified. Is that okay? Okay, great. Did you get that, Joe?
Yes, I did.
Did that make sense?
It made a lot of sense. Yes, thank you.
No, you're welcome, buddy. My pleasure. Great question, Joe. All right, somebody else has got a question you need some help with? Don't be shy. Okay. Now, so then let's do this. I'm going to go on to
Darryl.
Mag. Yeah, who's there?
Hey, Darryl. Sorry, it's Mike Cerncheck with in Illinois. How are you?
All right, great, brother. What's your first name?
My name is Mike in Illinois, and
all right.
My question for you. I did email a question in to you during the week. I don't know if you received it. I did dial in about 5 or 6 minutes late to the call, and you might have addressed it, and I wasn't able to.
So, Mike, I didn't address any emails because honestly, we had a problem with my email system, and I couldn't find my emails. So,
okay.
Go ahead. What's your question?
So the best I can recall as to what I wrote was oftentimes you've referred to talking to FSBOs or maybe even expireds, where you say, hey, I may have a buyer. If I can, get you your price and do this where it won't cost you anything, are you interested in doing that? Right? You've talked about that numerous times.
Yes, Mike.
Can you be a little more specific on how we're telling them I can do this at no cost to you?
Great, Mike. First of all, I'm so glad you shouted out, because I do remember seeing your email, and I swear to you, man, I was frantically looking for your email this morning before the call. I was getting so ticked off that I couldn't find it. So thank God you called it. So, all right, yes, your question was, and a lot of people have the same question. The dialogue is, when you ask for the appointment, one of the ways to ask for the appointment, I'm bringing everybody up to speed, Mike, is where I would say to a homeowner, or you'd say to a homeowner, let me ask you, Mr. and Ms. Hun, if I've had a buyer who is willing to pay your price to make this move a success, and you wouldn't have to pay a brokerage fee out of the monies you needed to make the move a success, is that something you'd be interested in? And they might say, are you saying it wouldn't cost me anything? Yeah, if you can get the monies that you need, and you wouldn't have to pay a fee out of that. Yes, would you be interested in that? Yeah, well, how would you do that, they might say. They say, well, there's a bunch of different ways, but one of them is, are you familiar with buyer agency? How buyer agency works is actually the buyer is working for the agent, and so the buyer would actually pay the agent the commission directly. That's just one of the ways, but there's a few different things. But it's really hard for me to give you specifically, but conceptually, it makes sense. As long as you get the money you need to make the move and you're happy with what you want, what does it matter where the money's coming from? So for me to really, help you with this, Mr. Miss, I didn't need to come over and take a look at your house, and then I can tell you if we can make that work, okay? So would you be offended if I stopped by to see your house? So anyway, you're going to get in the door that way. But your question is, Mike, really, what does that mean, what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to answer your question, Mike, and this is for everybody. I hope everybody's listening. I want you all to pay attention. We've been on the phone for 40 minutes. we're recording this call. We're going to post it on the website, so what I'm about to explain, if you need to hear it again, just make a mental note. 40 minutes into the recording is where this is. Mike, the concept is this.
Okay, so Darryl, I'm sorry, just to interrupt you for 1 second. So
sure.
I personally, and I know you want to share with everybody, I personally am familiar with buyer agency and, that you can have the buyer pay your commission, that sort of thing. That's very rare here in Illinois. I don't know, some of the other markets I know do that a little more often. That's the only thing I wanted to put out to you.
Mike, I really appreciate you saying that. And just so you know, what I mean by us working for free is not what I just said about buyer agency.
Okay.
I said that to the homeowner just so I can give them an answer, but that's not really what I'm talking about, okay?
Okay, sorry about that.
No, I'm glad you said that. So here's really what I mean when I say to a homeowner, basically, they wouldn't have to, what it sounds like, I'm working for free. Here's what I really mean. And what I'm about to explain to you, you cannot explain on the phone. This is part of the listing appointment, okay?
Correct.
First of all, I didn't say I'm working for free. What I said was, if I can help you get the money you need to make the move a success, not what you want, not what you think it's worth, but what you need. So that's the first part of the integrity. So I'm talking about what they need to make the move a success. The truth is, when a homeowner lists with us and we sell the property, they accept the offer. Well, the offer they accepted minus our fee is what they needed to make the move work. So we never sell a house where the homeowner doesn't accept it. So if they accept it, that's what they want. Does that make sense what I'm saying so far?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. The second thing is, every FSBO, they think that they can sell the house at the same price that we sell it for. And because that's why they're doing FSBO, because they want to save the commission. They want to put the commission in their pocket. Well, the truth is, there is on every house, there's the FSBO price, and then there's the realtor price. And our realtor price is always at least 10% more than the FSBO price. They don't understand this. They think, so let's just take a house, for example, that's $300,000 as a realtor price. Well, the FSBO price is going to be $270,000. But what a FSBO does is they say, well, I want to put the commission in my pocket, so they're going to ask the $300,000, which is the same price that we would list it for. No FSBO can sell it at the same price we can. We can always sell it for more because the USA Today has proven that. Colby Sambrato, the creator of ForSaleByOwner.com, has proven that. And there's a ton of analogies that I have taught and given on why FSBOs don't save money. Now, so what you need to do, Mike, is you get in the door and then you sit down with the homeowner and you explain to them the distinction between a FSBO price and the realtor price. Have you heard me do these analogies, Mike, or no?
Yes, I have.
All right. So I'm not going to go through it again, right? And by the way, I just want to point something out. And, Mike, I can tell you're driving, so you can't. That's all right. You can't see it. But I want to show everybody, those of you that are on the Power Program website, that you're on your computer. And, Mike, if you'll just make a mental note of this, is under the word classroom, there's this thing called building listing inventory. And under building listing inventory, we're going to see, where is it? It's actually, oh, that's interesting. It's not even there. Sarah, I just noticed that, yeah, something's missing here. Hang on, Mike, 1 second. I got to find where it is. Building listing inventory. Monthly sessions, planning systems and checklists, miscellaneous training. Let me see. It's probably not under miscellaneous. Yeah, you know what, Sarah? I think we're missing some stuff on the website. Yeah, we are. Okay, so I'm going to. Yeah, Sarah, they're right. We're missing stuff. 11 reasons to list during the holiday. Expired letters, FSBO dialogue, expired. Yeah, we're missing some stuff here, unless it's here. Okay, yes, there it is, additional resources. Okay, there it is. Under classroom and then under building listing inventory, it says additional resources. Mike, there is the USA Today article that's there, okay, that shows based on homeowners selling their own property, they actually sell for 21% less. So the USA Today article is on the website for you. Let me see. There should be for sale by owner CEO. There's the other one, and that is I'm clicking on it, and the computer's taking a long time for it to respond. Oh, there it is. It's a PowerPoint slide, and this shows the article about the Wall Street Journal, where the for sale by owner.com, he tried to sell it on his own, and he was doing that. So there's a lot of they're not going to save money selling on their own. They're actually going to lose money. Does that make sense, Mike?
Yes, it does. And I've seen that, but yeah, I'll get back on and pull those up and print them out.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. Just one other thing. If you think about it, it doesn't matter. You can take a furniture, clothes, car, whatever. When we see something on Craigslist, we expect it for a better price than if we bought it from a building or a business. And so the FSBO is just like the person on Craigslist trying to sell their own thing. They can't sell it for the same price that we're going to sell for. I mean, my favorite one really is Craigslist. I mean, not Craigslist, Kelley Blue Book. If you go to kbb.com and you were going to make believe you were going to buy your car, my car's value, when you click on my car's value and you punch in all the information about your car, it's going to ask you, are you going to buy this car or sell this car through a dealership or privately? And what you'll notice is for the exact same car, the dealership price is 10% more than the person selling on their own. There is no scenario where a FSBO can sell it at the same price. So conceptually, Mike, we do work for free. Conceptually, homeowners do not pay the fee. The buyer is paying the fee in the asking price. But you can't explain this on the telephone when you're calling a FSBO. This is part of what you'll talk about when you're face-to-face with them. Your objective is just to get in the door. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Very helpful.
All right, Mike, I'm glad. All right, gang, listen, as we're coming to the end of the call, let me just, I got to go through the magazine real quick. And for those of you that have the computer in front of you, you can see, and those of you who don't, just make a mental note. This month we've got a great power agent by the name of George Rosario. He's from New York, and you can tell in my interview with him. He's really great. I don't know if George is on the phone right now. It was such a great interview. We had some technical challenges. We had to call back a couple of times. But George is really a passionate agent, and you're going to be inspired. You're going to learn so much. The magazine transcribes the whole interview. So after page 22, when we're done with the transcription, there's a bunch of stuff in the magazine I want to go through with you right now. One of the things is on page 24, there's a newsletter I put in there for September because I want you to get ready. It's July. You can use this. You just do this mailing. By the way, don't do mailings unless you're going to commit to doing, a full year of mailings. So just don't do one-off mailings. If you're going to create a mailing campaign, a farming campaign, I recommend that you do that if you have the money. And I always tell you guys my favorite is FSBOs and expireds, not farming. The only time you should farm is when you have the money to do that. FSBOs and expireds don't cost any money. So I've given you some stuff, though, for these mailings. Make sure you pay attention to the dates. This newsletter I posted in the magazine that says September 2016, so the date's a little bit different. So you got to make that edit. Then there's a back-to-school newsletter. Then there's some other newsletters I got. There's another simple mailing piece flyer about the, tips for your property as far as on your patio, how to use area rugs. I gave you so much great stuff. Some of these you can just mail them to FSBOs if you wanted to. If you want to create a FSBO campaign. There is a flyer on what page is this? Hang on. page, where am I? 29. And it says, let me manage your property. Now, those of you that are using RedX, and if you're doing the houses for rent, where you've got this homeowner who's trying to rent their house, they're bleeding money, this is a great mailing that you could use as a one-off, meaning you just take this flyer and you mail it one time, and you mail it to these houses for rent. This flyer says, let me manage your property. You know, my professional property management services include, and it goes through collecting rent, marketing your property for rent, screening prospective tenants, yada, yada, yada. So this is really powerful flyer to get homeowners calling you when they're trying to rent their property. Now, when they call you from this mailing, I would try and turn it into a listing. You know, I'd say, all right, yeah, here's how it works. Let me see the property. I meet the homeowner, build a relationship. It's all about relationship building. And at one point, I would ask them that question, you know, Mr. Hunna or Mrs. Hunna, let me ask you this. I know you're trying to rent the property, but if I had a buyer who's willing to buy the property from you and the number made you smile, would you consider selling your property? So you can turn some houses for rent into a listing. Let's see what else we got. On page 31, I gave you an ad that looks like an article, and that's what I love about it. This Sandra Nickel, she created a print ad, and but the ad looks like an article. So you go through that, you'll see the content and what she did. Very creative. I love that idea. What I love about page 32, there's a flyer that you can use as a one-off mailing that says, this guy Dick Mathis, what he did is said, here's the listings that I sold in 2003. It goes through the years. This is an old flyer, but the concept that I loved, he's a top agent, he's selling a lot, but I love the years. It gives credibility. Let's see what else we got. That's a great ad. Now, this over here, Chris Capitelli, one of our power agents, page 36 in the magazine, he created this flyer. It says, real estate status report. How much is your home worth? Thinking of selling? I recently completed, now this is 2011 he did this. I completed the 2011 real estate status report. I think you'll be surprised at the results. This report includes comps of your neighborhood, and it takes into account the following things. So anyway, he's talking about, like, he's got this report that he's promoting, and really what it is, it's a CMA, just basically showing of all the properties that have sold in the market in this town for a certain time frame. But he's promoting it like it's something more than just, you know, a CMA. I love that idea. Now, well, Darryl, why are you telling us this in July? Because the year's not over yet. Well, there's two things. Number one is it's a great idea any time of year. If I were going to use this now, I would say the first half of 2017. Look at what's happened in the last 6 months of 2017 and what the projection is going to be for the future of 2017 going into 2018. So that's a good one. Also, on page 37 starts a checklist that this agent put together. It's called the Seller's Edge Follow. It's a checklist. Now, let me tell you something. It goes to page 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. What's really great, what this guy did here, is his name is Rand. What he did is you can use this if you've got assistance, this whole checklist, or you can use this on a listing appointment to show a homeowner what we do is a lot more than just show property. There's this checklist that he has over 200 and almost 300 items on it, so very powerful. Page 43, there were some extra tips. Now, I've got 7 minutes left with you. I'm going to give you one of the tips on page 43 is making sure you got your finances in order and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you something. I've never talked about this because it's not real estate related, but a lot of people have asked me this. See, so I'm really good at investing, and my return on our investments, on our stocks and stuff, the average, you know, when people say if you're getting 4, 5, or 6%, that's good. Our portfolio is, I just checked, is 11.44% return on our money, and so people have been asking me, what do I invest in? And I'm just going to tell you really quick. We do buy and hold. We don't do flipping. We buy stuff, we hold it. And I will tell you, one of the best things a friend told me about 20 years ago that's really helped is this stock called QQQ. It's a fund that just kind of goes along with the S&P. It's buy, hold, and you're in good shape. We also have biotech, robotic stocks, and facial recognition, which is going to be huge. So anybody that you think you're going to still be around and alive in 20 years, biotech, facial recognition companies is really the next wave of huge stocks. All right, so there's my stock tip, being that people have been asking me. But you should make sure that's something else too. If I were to pass away today, God forbid, I have a Word document that gives instructions to my family that makes it easy for them because, you know, I'm assuming they'll be upset. So this one Word document says, call this person, here's our estate attorney, here's our insurance company, here's the rep, and it just makes it easy. So you want to just give that some thought about your planning, you know, your estate and taking care of your family. On page 44, there's a fundraising. If you want to do fundraising for your community or something like that, there's a company that we found a website for you. There's some printing sites. And let's see what else we have. Oh, gosh, page 49. Honestly, there's way too much material in this magazine for you guys to do everything every month. That's just how it is. This is a great visual that shows pricing. And, you know, Chris, this might help you, too. That once this visual shows this agent took my idea and put it has their company logo on it, but when you're asking prices within 15% over the current market, you're only going to get 10% of the buyers. But if it's only 10% over price, you'll get 30%. But if you're only 5% over, you get 60% of the buyers. So this is a great visual that shows the higher a price goes, the fewer buyers the homeowner's going to attract. On page 50, there is this, we scanned in this full color thing, these three agents, they created this little workbook. It was not 8.5 by 11, it was smaller. We put the real dimensions in the magazine. It says, owning a home is a lifelong dream. We are the key to opening doors. So that's the cover. And then the inside shows the names of the agents. These are three agents that did this. Then the next page compares buying a home versus renting, and then they put some of their listings in there, and then there was the back cover. So it was basically like 11 by 17 on cardstock folded, a really simple brochure, but powerful in getting buyers to want to buy. So, all right, gang, so that's it on the magazine this month. A lot of great stuff. Okay, so before we end the call, because we have 3 minutes, does anybody have any last-minute questions that you want me to cover really quick in 60 seconds? Anybody? Okay, anybody? Going once, going twice? Okay. Well, listen, gang, thanks for calling in on a holiday. I'm surprised at how many people called in. I'm really happy about that. We were concerned about what the turnout would be. We're going to have the next month's calls up on the website. They're not there right now. We're going to post this recording. And here's the last thing I'm going to leave you with before we end this call. It's now July and August, and so schools in some parts of the country will start in August. So we still have this surge of buyer activity. Don't forget, you know, buyers are easy. You know, if you're in a market where inventory is low, it's easy to work with buyers to come up in offers and making good offers, because buyers that are committed to buying now, buyers who are serious about buying now, they probably have been looking and they know of a lot of listing. They know what the market is, which is there's fewer listings, there's fewer to choose from. My point here is there's already urgency for the buyer. So working with the buyer is, in a sense, kind of easy. You show them something, and if they're committed, they're going to buy, okay? The challenge we have is that lack of inventory. So even during this time of year when there's a lot of buyers out, I would be focusing on building inventory to get you ready for the last quarter of this year. So don't forget, that's FSBOs, expireds, houses for rent, the dialogue, calling. You should be prospecting at least every day. Talk to 2 FSBOs, 2 expireds, If you do that every day, you're going to build your shoe store, and you're going to do fabulous, okay? All right, gang, God bless you. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you all. And until I talk to you next time, I'm going to unmute everybody.
Darryl.
So I can hear. Hello, everybody. I can hear everybody right now. So you
Hello.
Hello. Hello. All right. Listen,
Hello.
thanks, gang. Thanks for calling in. Was this call good for you?
Yes, it was. Thank you very much.
All right, great. All right, gang, go out there, make a difference. Don't forget, we don't just help people buy and sell. We help them get to their next level. So go help a lot of people, and you make a lot of money. God bless you. Happy 4th of July. Talk to you guys soon.
Happy 4th of July.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Sure. You might just answer the phone privately.